Hannah! I can't believe that you would forget to do the dishes again! How many times do I have to tell you the same thing over and over? Laura? What are you talking about? I thought that I did the dishes before I left the house earlier. Well, obviously not. The plates that I used to eat my cake are still in the sink. I don't think that there are any cake plates in the sink this morning. Well, that's because I just finished eating the cake. You absolute moron. This is why Sam never should have married you. Wait, but surely you can't expect me to do the dishes if you just finished eating the cake. You know that I'm out the house, right? I'm out the house because you forced me to go and buy some ice cream for you at the grocery store. You kept on shouting at me to get it to you as soon as possible. It's not like there's more than one copy of me. There's a limit to how much housework that I can do. Sometimes the requests that you make are kinda ridiculous. I can't be out buying ice cream for you while also cleaning the dishes for the food that you ate while I was out the house. Does that make some sense? I'm not being ridiculous at all. Your job as the housewife is to do the housework. Washing the dishes is part of that. Stop making up excuses and just get it done. Is that clear? Stop trying to be smart and justify your actions. Is that clear? Okay, I'm sorry. I'll make sure that the dishes are done when I get home. I'm sorry for being so useless. What an idiot. I can't believe that it took this long for you to accept my request. I have no idea why you couldn't just do that from the very start. Why do you have to be pregnant with my grandchild? This is just a nightmare. Hannah, we need to talk right now. This is an order, not a request. Pick up the phone right now. Why aren't you picking up the phone? I just told you that it's an order. Are you really going to ignore me right now? Do you think I'm an idiot? You better answer me soon or I'm gonna make you regret it. Oh, hey, Laura. It's nice to hear from you. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to ignore you or anything. I'm not always on my phone, so there are gonna be times when I can't reply immediately. I'm having a pretty bad day today. My morning sickness has been really bad in particular today. I can barely function. I've been in bed all day, and I was asleep till you called me. It's been 15.5 weeks since you became pregnant, right? The morning sickness isn't supposed to last that long at all. Stop acting like a weakling and get out of bed already. It definitely wasn't like that when I was pregnant. I was still doing the housework as I was a responsible person, unlike you. My morning sickness actually stopped after a month or two. Are you actually getting morning sickness? Or are you saying it because you want to be lazy? I bet that you're just trying to get out of doing the housework. You really are a lazy and useless idiot, aren't you? I'm really not faking this morning sickness to avoid doing the housework. Honest to God. I'll get up and start doing the housework once I start feeling a little better. I took some medicine earlier, so once that starts to kick in, I'll try to do what I can. Could you just wait a little longer? I still feel really nauseous if I stand up right now. It's nothing but constant excuses with you, isn't it? I'm really starting to get tired of it. I know that it's your first time getting pregnant, but you really need to start getting used to all this. Sam's your husband, and he needs you supporting him as well, you know. You can't just skip your duties as his wife just because you're pregnant. Do your job properly, as his wife. He's hard at work right now, while you're just sleeping around in bed. This is not fair on him at all. I'm not going to allow you to keep slacking off like this. Well, I thought I was doing a pretty good job of that, to be honest. Taking care of him, I mean. I've been doing my best, even though I haven't felt so great recently. I've still made lunch and dinner for all you guys while still getting all the housework done. I know it's taken a little longer than usual, but that's because I've been feeling so unwell. If you really are supporting him, then you wouldn't be sleeping all the time like you are right now. You're basically never awake. You're always in bed whenever I talk to you. You need to get yourself together and start cleaning the house immediately. There's also a whole bunch of laundry that needs to be done. I just took a look outside the house, and it didn't seem like you'd done any of the housework at all. You still hadn't put any of the laundry out on the porch to dry. That's absolutely unbelievable! I'm sorry, but I already told you the reason. I was, and still am, feeling really sick like I told you earlier. I really was planning to do the laundry and the rest of the housework once I felt a little better. Please, could you stop hounding me like this? It's not gonna make me feel any better at all. It's nothing but excuse after excuse with you. I'm really starting to get tired of it all. I'm sure that Sam is as well. You need to stop justifying your laziness and start doing something useful for once. It's very rarely sunny at this time of the year. You can't waste this opportunity to do the laundry just because you feel sick. I know you guys have a dryer now, but you shouldn't be using it when you don't need to use it. It's just a waste of electricity. You should be taking advantage of the good weather whenever you can. You're right. I'm sorry. I'll get around to doing it right away. I'll try to make sure that this doesn't happen again. For God's sake. It feels like I'm talking to a brick wall sometimes. It takes forever for you to start acting and actually doing something. This better not happen ever again. Also, I really need you to pick up my calls whenever I call you. I'm your mother-in-law now, and this means that I am a priority. You should be picking up my calls no matter what's going on. I'm the most important person in the world, you know. We let you into this family. It's the least you can do. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to take some actions to get rid of you. You wouldn't want that, would you? I'm really, really sorry for upsetting you. I promise I'll try to do better in all aspects of life from now on. Please don't try to get rid of me. Hannah, how did your checkup with the doctors go? I don't understand why I have to be texting you this. You should have sent me a text as soon as you found out. Is everything gonna be fine with the baby? And the morning sickness is definitely gone now, right? It has to be after all this time. Thankfully, I think it is gone now. I haven't had it in a while, so I think it's gone away. I'm so glad that the sickness is gone. Now I can finally start being a little more active. The doctor said everything looked fine, and there are no problems with the baby. It all seems to be going very smoothly. I'm sorry if I worried you. I didn't think that my morning sickness would last for so long either. Good. I'm glad that there seems to be nothing wrong with the baby. I have no idea why you're telling me about yourself, though. I couldn't care less about what happens to you. I'm happy as long as my grandchild comes out nice and healthy. You can go rot away once the baby is out your body. Now you can go back to doing the housework, too. Oh, I see. I'm sorry for telling you some useless pieces of information, then. I appreciate you checking up on the baby, though. I'm glad that you're worried about the baby. Anyway, isn't today supposed to be the day of the gender reveal? I've been looking forward to finding out for the longest time. You're supposed to know by now. Tell me if it's a boy or girl. You know that there's only one answer that I want, right? Well, we're not 100% certain about the gender yet. It's too soon to know for sure, I think. However, the doctor did mention that the baby is most likely to be a boy. He told me that we should wait a little longer, though, if we want a reliable answer. Wait, it's gonna be a boy! Oh my god! Thank God! That's excellent! I'm so happy to hear that! It's the best news that I've ever heard from you! Finally, we can have someone decent who can carry the family name. A boy will definitely have a better career than a girl. Finally, someone who isn't going to just mess everything up. Well, like I said, we're not certain about the gender yet. Don't get your hopes up too much, please. Just in case, you know? I'm sure that I'll have a definite answer the next time I go to get a checkup. We're so lucky that it's a boy on the first try. I would have been absolutely disgusted if it was a girl. I didn't think that you of all people could pull it off, though. I guess I underestimated you a little. Make sure he looks just like his father, by the way. Handsome and really smart. I want my grandson to have a very successful career. I'm not sure I can really do anything about that. I have no control over how the baby is gonna look. I mean, I can try to hope for you, but that's about all I can do. I can't promise that the baby will look like him. And I'm gonna tell you again, but it's not confirmed that it's gonna be a boy yet. Oh, you better do your very best to make sure the baby looks like Sam. This is my first and only grandson. If he looks anything like you, I'm gonna be very angry. Don't curse him like that. It must be terrible living life looking like you. You're carrying the most important child on Earth right now in your stomach. He's going to be successful in the future so that he can preserve our successful family name and traditions. So you need to get it together and make sure that he's perfect, okay? Have you decided on the hospital that you're gonna have the baby at?
Yeah, I have decided. I've decided on giving birth in a large hospital that's located near my parents' house. My mother says she wants to be by my side as I give birth to the baby. So anyway, I'm planning to head back home during the last 3 months of my pregnancy. She's going to take care of me while I'm pregnant, and she'll take me to the hospital when I'm about to give birth. I think that this is gonna be the best for me as I'd feel calm and relaxed with my family.
Wait, what did you just say? You better not be serious about this. You can't take him away and give birth to him at your hometown. I'm never gonna allow you to do this. What a terrible choice. There must be something wrong with your brain. Why did you ever decide on this?
I've been thinking about this for a while. There's a lot of reasons. It's my first baby, and I'm really nervous about the entire process already. I talked to my mom about all this, and she said she was perfectly happy to help ease some pressure. You didn't seem too keen on helping me out or calming me down, so I didn't want to stay here and spend my pregnancy alone. Sam has to work most of the time, after all. My mother was actually the one who brought it up. She said she wanted me to come home.
This is unbelievable! I feel so betrayed by you. I'm not entirely surprised about this, though. You've always been so cowardly and lazy. This is the stupidest thing that I've heard from you, and that's really saying something. I am extremely hurt by the fact that you're choosing to give birth all the way back in your hometown.
You're hurt because of this? What did I do wrong? I don't understand.
This is your first baby, and he is going to be a part of my family. Do you not know anything about tradition at all? The husband's family is supposed to be the first one to hold the baby boy. Do you not know anything? Do you have even a sliver of common sense in your head? I'm gonna be the first one to hold the baby. That's why I need you to give birth over here.
I'm sorry, but is that really that important? You're gonna be able to hold the baby as much as you'd like when I return home after giving birth. I was just really nervous because this is my first time and everything. So I was more comfortable asking my own mother for help. That's why I decided on going back to my hometown to give birth.
But you are part of this family now. Do you not understand that at all? You live here with us. We feed you and take care of you. Despite getting nothing in return, of course. Why are you going all the way back to your family's house? You could have just as easily stayed here and gave birth to the boy. You don't even need to go to the hospital or anything. We can do the delivery in the house. You're being so spiteful about this.
I wasn't leaving to be spiteful or anything. It's no deep or personal reason. It just felt like the best decision for me is to give birth in an environment where I'd feel the most comfortable. I feel like I'm always troubling you, and I'm never able to please you. I feel like I'm a huge burden to you, and that it'd be better if I went elsewhere during the last few months of my pregnancy. I'm barely going to be able to move soon. I won't be able to do much housework, and I know that's really going to anger you.
Why didn't you discuss this with me at all? If you had have just come to me from the very beginning, I could have explained it all to you. How you feel while giving birth isn't important at all. If you don't want to give birth at home, then you can go to the local hospital and give birth by yourself there. I won't come with you if that's what makes you uncomfortable. Once you give birth at the local hospital, then you can immediately come back home and give me the baby. That way, I'll be the first one to be able to hold the baby.
I did think about giving birth over here by myself, but one of my friends who has experience giving birth talked me out of it. She told me that it's going to be so much easier on me mentally if I have someone I trust by my side as I give birth. She said that after giving birth, it's going to be really hard for me to move or do anything myself. She told me that I'm going to need someone to help me out. My mother is willing to do all of that for me. That's why I ended up coming to this decision.
That is completely untrue. You really shouldn't be making a decision like this based on the opinion of one person. Your friend must be sick or just really dumb in general. They also sound mentally weak as well. Giving birth isn't that difficult to do. But they're friends with you, so I shouldn't be too surprised. You and your friend must get along with each other because you guys are so similar.
Well, thanks for your input, but I've already made up my mind. I'm going to go back to my hometown to give birth as I planned. I'll spend as little time as I can recovering with my family. Hopefully I'll be back here in no time. You won't even realize that I was gone. I thought that you'd understand, especially because you've been through the process of giving birth as well. I've already discussed this with Sam, and he told me that he's completely okay with my decision. He said that I should do what's best for myself and the baby.
You're kidding me, right? Stop making up lies like that! There's no way Sam would give permission for you to do something like this. I raised him properly, you know. He should realize that this is such a stupid idea. I've been thinking this for a while, but I'm kind of suspicious that you're hiding something from me and Sam. Is this kid even Sam's? Are you sure you didn't go sleeping around with some other guys? Seems like the kind of thing that a woman like you would do.
What is that supposed to mean? Are you accusing me of cheating on him?
Well, you're putting way too much thought into getting away from giving birth over here. You seem to be very desperate to give birth at your hometown that's like halfway across the country. You don't want us to find out that the baby isn't Sam's, right? That's why you're running away, isn't it? As soon as I see the boy's face, I'll know right away if he's Sam's baby or not. Are you trying to stop me from seeing him? You better not be pulling any tricks on me like this.
I'm sorry, but you are going way too far with your imagination. I would never do what you're suggesting I did. I haven't been unfaithful to Sam. I haven't done anything wrong. I don't get why I have to be accused of this.
If that's true, then you can stay with us and give birth at the hospital here, right? Otherwise, I'm just going to have to assume the worst. That you've betrayed my poor Sam.
Why are those the only two options? Wanting to be with my own family during my pregnancy is completely normal. It's a hard thing to do completely alone. It feels like I have nobody that is willing to support me here.
Oh, stop whining. If you can't even do this alone, how are you going to be a mother? This is the first step at parenthood, and you're already failing.
Are you saying that you did this completely alone? You didn't see your parents or anything when you gave birth to Sam?
What are you talking about? Of course I was with my family. There's no reason why I wouldn't be. My parents are decent people, and they arranged the hospital that I would be giving birth at. It's completely different circumstances.
Isn't that the same thing I'm doing, basically? You were with your family, too. I'm trying to go back to my hometown so my parents can be by my side as I give birth.
It was only because my parents had already arranged it before I could decide. They had called the hospital and arranged everything with the doctors. Besides, it's just good manners to let grandparents see their grandkids as soon as possible. Unlike you, I was raised to be polite and well-mannered.
But I'm doing the same thing as you, right? Do you not get what I'm trying to say? I don't live with my family anymore, so I want them to see their grandchild. I also want my mom coming with me to hospital so that I'm not alone when I'm giving birth.
That's because you're a spoiled child who's used to having everything spoon-fed to you. You're just hoping everyone else will do the work for you. You're going to be independent so that you can be a good mother to my grandson. So call your mother right now and tell her you've changed your mind. Tell her that you're not going to be going home to give birth to the baby. That's an order. You get to it immediately.
I can't do that. I'm not calling her. I want to give birth to my baby back in my hometown.
I'm not asking. I'm telling you to do it. You better not disobey me.
I want this to be a good experience, especially because it's the first time I give birth. So for my own peace of mind, I'm going home. I'll come home as soon as I am released from the hospital and things have calmed down. I've already made this decision.
I can't believe this. I've never met a young girl this rebellious. You have absolutely no class or respect for tradition.
I'm sorry. You can say what you want to. It won't change my mind.
Hello, Hannah. Sam told me you've been experiencing labor pain, so I suppose that means it's almost time. How are things right now?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, I think. A few minutes ago, I got a really sharp pain that was unbearable. But it went away, so I'm okay for now. I'm really starting to get nervous about all this, though.
Well, your selfish decision to refuse my offer and go back home has caused this. I hope that the pain gets worse, and that you have a terrible time giving birth. Oh, and by the way, you don't need to bother coming home after you're all better.
How could you say that to me on the day I meant to be giving birth? Did I really do something so bad to deserve this kind of treatment? Also, what do you mean by that? You don't want me coming back now?
That's exactly what I just said to you. I don't want to see you ever again. I do want to see my precious grandson, though. You must contact me immediately after he's born, okay? Sam will come down to the hospital and he will take him off your hands.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sure what you're getting at here. I'm planning on coming back to you guys with the baby once things settle down.
OMG! Do you really not understand what I'm trying to say? Use your goddamn senses!
I am. I just don't understand what you're trying to hint at.
You really are as dumb as a box of rocks, aren't you? I guess that I'm gonna have to spell it out for you. I talked to Sam, and I confessed to him that I hated the fact that he ended up getting married to you.
Well, it's sad to hear that, but it's not that surprising either. I felt that you never really liked me at all. Okay, so what does that have to do with Sam taking our baby?
Well, we won't be needing you anymore, Hannah. Now that Sam's in agreement with me, you guys are gonna get a divorce from each other. However, we do want to keep the baby boy, though, so that's why he's coming to pick the baby up. I can't imagine leaving this baby's future in your hands. That would be such a terrible life waiting for him if you're the mother. That's why I'm gonna be taking him in and raising him in your place.
Wait, so that's what you're asking me to do?
You want me to get a divorce from him?
There's absolutely no way that we're going to be doing that. Sam is looking forward to this just as much as I am, you know. We've wanted to start a family together for the longest time. There's no way he'd want to split up with me right now. It doesn't make sense.
If it's the reason you want, I've got one for you. You're simply unfit to be a wife for Sam. You don't match up to him at all. He's better than you in basically every single way possible. And you're also unfit to be a mother for your baby. You couldn't even keep up with the housework before the baby was born. There's no way you're going to be able to take care of a baby on top of being a housewife.
This baby is mine. You're not taking him off my hands no matter what. I'm the one giving birth to him, and he is going to be my responsibility. I will raise him myself, properly. I'd never hand him over to anyone, especially not you.
If you're worried about me raising your baby by myself, then you don't need to worry about that. I already thought about that, and I have someone in mind who is going to be a perfect mother for him when he gets here. I know this wonderful young lady called Penny that Sam used to be friends with, and she's currently the daughter of a CEO. She's sweet, sensible, organized, and has none of these faults you have. Sam is going to marry her instead, once we're done with you. Me and Penny can raise your baby boy while Sam is out working.
What you're saying is absolutely absurd. I am not getting a divorce from Sam, and he's not going to get married to another woman. Everything you've been saying is absolutely crazy. There must be something seriously wrong with you. How do you even come up with all of this?
Did you just say that I'm crazy? I'm pretty sure you'll find it's the other way around, honey. All you had to do was listen to me and give birth to the baby here. But you insisted on going home and hiding him from me. Now I'll never even know if Sam really is the father of your baby. You didn't listen to me at all, and you stubbornly refused all of my help and kindness.
That's no reason for you to try to force me and Sam to get a divorce. It has nothing to do with you. But besides that, I'm not handing over my kid to anyone. Not you, not Sam. As a mother, you should know I'd never give him away. He's my everything. I'd sacrifice my life for him, and he isn't even born yet. To think I'd risk it all to have him, and then give him away for such a stupid reason? There's just no way I'm going to listen to any of your requests.
Yeah, I knew that you were going to be difficult about this. You really are just a huge nuisance to me, aren't you? You don't have an option here. We are doing this whether you like it or not. Just hand over the baby once it's born. You made a terrible wife, and my Sam deserves better. You are bad at housework, bad as a partner, and there's no doubt that you're going to be a bad parent. If this little baby boy is going to be raised correctly, then he shouldn't be anywhere near you. His upbringing is going to be very important for our family's pride and reputation. We need him growing up into a hugely successful guy. I'd rather not rely on you at all if possible. You clearly can't be trusted with anything. And I've already got a new mother arranged who is gonna be so much better than you. I don't see what the problem is at all. It's obvious that the baby is gonna have a better life with us.
What, and this random woman is just agreeing to this plan you've made up, is she? She's perfectly fine with all of this. She's gonna marry Sam and be given a random baby to raise. If this woman is fine doing this, then she's crazy. Someone who would agree to something like this cannot be anywhere near my child.
Well, we haven't officially gotten the okay from her yet. I'm still finding the best time to approach her about it. But it's not like she's going to refuse. As soon as she hears she has a chance to marry the one and only, my son Sam, she's bound to agree. I can't think of a single woman who wouldn't agree to this. My son is perfect, and every woman is after him. He's in high demand, and anyone who wouldn't take the chance would be a fool, which she is clearly not.
So you haven't even asked her about any of this, then? You might be a little surprised by what she says about this entire idea. First things first, why don't you try, talking to her about it? How about you explain the situation to her and get an answer before trying to steal my baby from me? Oh, God. I'm really sorry, but I'm having really bad contractions again. I think it might be starting soon. I've got to put my phone down now. I probably won't be able to reply to this for a bit. We'll have to talk later.
Yeah, whatever. Stop over-exaggerating things again. You've always been like this. Any minor pain or discomfort and you start running away. Anyway, you better take care of my baby boy for me until one of us comes and picks him up. He's going to make me very happy, so I need him as healthy as possible. I hope to see him soon. Hannah, Sam told me that everything went very smoothly. You gave birth to a healthy baby boy, right? He's absolutely perfect. He really is Sam's baby, isn't he? He already showed me pictures. He's all cute and chubby. He's a tiny marshmallow. It's the cutest baby I've ever seen. I can see Sam's face. He's got his father's eyes, his nose. He looks just like him. I guess that you really weren't unfaithful after all. That's a pleasant surprise. I'm so glad that the baby looks nothing like you. It would be pretty tragic if he were to have your appearance.
Is that so? You're as delightful as always, Laura. Anyway, I should be coming home tomorrow as long as nothing comes up. I appreciate you again for taking me in and giving me and my son a place to stay.
Yeah, that's not happening. Didn't we talk about this the other day? You decided to have the baby at your hometown, so that means you moved out of this house. I'm not gonna allow you to just come back. I've already moved out all your belongings, so there's nowhere for you to return to here.
Are we seriously still doing this? I really don't have the energy to be arguing with you again. I want to come back and live with Sam again. If you don't like it, then we'll move out together if that's what you want.
You're not Sam's wife anymore, so I have no idea why you're even saying that at this point. It's improper for another woman like you to be sharing the same space as a married couple. Sam is getting married to Penny, so you're no longer his wife or partner. I got the documents for the divorce ready myself and mailed them to the county court firm for you. Everything is already taken care of, my dear. You guys are no longer married.
If you're joking, you really need to knock it off. This isn't funny at all. If you really handed in the divorce papers without my permission, then you've done something completely unacceptable. You've really crossed the line this time.
I'm not joking around at all. You guys are divorced for sure. If you're not going to believe me, then go down to the office and check it for yourself. Your name is on the documents, so for a small fee, they should let you see them. They already told me that the divorce has officially gone through. You won't be able to change the results, no matter how hard you try.
I can't believe this. Did you really fill out the divorce documents in my place? Even my signature? How is that even legal? You're gonna get in so much trouble for this. Who even gave you permission to do it? This can't be happening. I refuse to accept that you would actually do something this ridiculous.
Me and Sam filled them out together. He's the one that gave me permission to do it. I needed some help with your signature. He told me that he could kind of remember what your signature looked like, and that's how he managed to forge it. I wouldn't do it without his permission, of course. He admitted that he was getting tired of you and kind of wanted to get a divorce from you anyway. He says you never give him any attention that he craved for, and that he needs someone new, someone better than you. We worked on it together. It was a lovely bonding time for us. And it wasn't exactly hard to copy your handwriting either. Your handwriting is terrible and no one can read it anyway. All I had to do was copy your sloppy letters and it looked perfect. And yes, the document did ask for someone to give permission for it all to go through. They needed an attorney or a sponsor for it all. I just put my name in that spot. I just wanted to let you know that my name is on the document. I'm the one that gave the go sign for this divorce to go through. This is all your fault for choosing to give birth back in your hometown, by the way. At least take responsibility for your wrongdoings.
This is absolutely crazy. I can't believe that Sam is in on this too. Also, what are you asking me to take responsibility for? I swear I really haven't done anything wrong at all.
You always just do whatever you want. You're so selfish. No matter what it is, you just do as you please and give no consideration to me or anyone else around you. This didn't have to end up like this at all. It all could have been so easily avoided. But you just had to go home for the birth of your baby. Desperate times call for desperate measures. It's not my fault. So get over it and hand the baby over to us. You're not his mother anymore, and you're not Sam's wife. You're basically just a temporary babysitter at this point. Until I can get his real mother and find a better solution to this mess.
He's my child. I'm not his temporary babysitter. And there's no reason he would need someone else to help take care of him. I'll take care of him if this is the way you and Sam are gonna treat me. So what's gonna happen now then? Are you really kicking me out your house then? What about all my stuff? My clothes and important belongings are still there, so can I at least get them?
I'm not gonna allow you to do that. Also, there's no point coming here for your belongings anyway. I already threw them all away. If you get here quick enough, maybe you can check the trash for them. Or you'll have to go to the dump and have a look around. All of your stuff is garbage anyway. Terrible fashion taste. If I were you, I'd use this as an opportunity to refresh your wardrobe. Sam helped me out, of course. The things that you owned that were valuable were sold as well. We got quite a bit of money off your jewelry box. And you had left your wedding ring behind, too. We needed the money pretty badly, so I guess we should be grateful of you for that. I want to get the baby a beautiful crib for him. It's gonna be custom-made. Blue with his name right down the middle of it. Also, I want to get him a stroller to match it. I can't wait to get to meet him. All this waiting is absolutely killing me.
I'm shocked, and I really don't know what else to say about this. If everything you said just then is true, then I'm gonna give up and accept it for what it is. Me and Sam are divorced now then. I won't fight to get that back. I don't need a husband that would betray me like this.
Glad to see we have come to an understanding then. Even someone like you can be reasoned with. Thank goodness. You've restored my faith in humanity just a little. Well, I'm glad you're making this easy. I really thought that I would have had to fight you much harder for this. I'll make sure to come pick him up as soon as possible. Or Sam will do it, actually, as I'd rather not have to see you. You have nothing to worry about. I'll raise him to be a perfect little gentleman. He will have none of your filthy and lazy habits.
No, I never agreed to that part at all. All I did was agree to the divorce with Sam. There is not even the slightest chance that I would ever hand over my son. Not to anyone. Especially not to you. If the divorce is already in motion, then I guess child support and alimony can be discussed later down the road. I'll see you in court. Hopefully in a better position than I'm in now.
For God's sake. So I guess you are going to be difficult about this then. Do you not understand what is happening, Hannah? You're not in the position to say such things. You have no right to say horrible things like that to me. Not after what you've done.
I have every right to speak my mind. I'm keeping my baby boy, as I'm the one that gave birth to him. There's nothing wrong with what I'm saying. You're just taking it like a personal attack yet again. I haven't said anything about you. I was talking about my divorce. You forged documents in my name. Do you know how illegal that is? You've already admitted to it, and I have all the evidence of you saying it now.
It was the right thing to do at the time, so it's not illegal. It's only natural that a mother wants what's best for her son. And you are not even close to what Sam needs. Of course I'd want to get you away from him. If you had been a better wife, you wouldn't have had to worry about any of this. You only have yourself to blame for these results. Everyone else in my house seems to agree with the decision that I made as well. I agree. My husband agrees. Even Sam thinks this is the best. So I don't see what the problem is. Everything's fine, so you need to stop complaining and do as I say. Give us the baby.
This entire thing is a huge problem. I don't understand how none of you seem to see the problem. And you accused me of having no common sense. One thing that I can say for sure is that no matter what happens, I'm not handing him over to you. I don't want to have anything to do with you at all at this point. I'm gonna go hire a lawyer who can help me sort through this mess and be done with you guys forever.
You can't speak to me like this. I demand more respect from you, especially after all I've done for you. Do you not have any shame at all? You're handing him over to us one way or another. If not by choice, I'll fight for full custody of your baby. I'm gonna win this fight by a huge landslide. A housewife doesn't exactly have enough money to take care of a child. So the courts will understand that I would be the more suitable mother to the baby.
You're free to try and fight me in court, I guess. But it's going to cost a lot for the both of us, and you already said you don't have money. I really don't think that it's a good idea to bring each other down like this. You're not going to win custody of the baby, so just give up. And if you're really going to take it this far, then I'm going to report you to the police for forging my signature. You're coming out of all this with a permanent criminal record. That I can make sure of.
A criminal record? Stop exaggerating things like that. I'm not gonna believe you at all. And how is protecting my precious grandson exactly against the law?
You can think what you want, but what you did was a crime. I'm being 100% serious about this.
I'd love for you to explain how you came to this conclusion. Stop being a sore loser and throwing empty threats like this. It's just so pathetic. Just make this easy for the both of us by giving up and handing over the baby boy.
Okay, fine then. I'll explain how what you guys did is against the law. If your husband and Sam truly were involved, then all of you are criminals. You literally admit in these texts that you forged my signature. I have it in writing. That's fraud. And I can assure you I will bring this to the courts.
You're just making stuff up. I've never heard of forgery before. All I did was scribble your name down on a piece of paper.
By law, forgery is faking and using another person's signature without their permission. It is extremely illegal. I didn't want to have to do this to you, but you're kind of forcing me now. I have no other choice. I'm reporting this to the police. Both of you are being reported. I can even sue and demand reparations. Do you know what that word means? And courts don't give custody to people with criminal charges, you know. So there's no way in any state they'd let you have him.
Wait, are you being serious? I had no idea about any of this. Is that a real thing? They accepted it, though. I brought it personally to the courts and signed it right in front of them. They didn't say anything like that to me. You're just making it up.
I've wanted to say this for a while. Never thought I'd get the chance. But, my dear mother-in-law, are you a moron? Where did your common sense go? The people that accepted the divorce papers have no idea who you and I are. They wouldn't know what either of our signatures look like, or even what we look like. They probably thought you were me. If you acted properly, they probably wouldn't see any red flags. They wouldn't be suspecting something like this anyway, as it's a crime.
You're lying. There's no way I can be prosecuted for something like this. This is a family matter. The police have no right to get involved. Why would they involve themselves in a civil case? It's not like I robbed a bank or something. The police have better things to do than listen to you cry like this.
This was a civil matter until forgery was involved. Now this is a much larger issue. It's something that the police will need to investigate to settle. This isn't just a small spat between family members anymore. That's what you don't seem to be getting, no matter how many times I tell you about it. What you've done is a huge crime, and you could be facing jail time for it. I'm surprised that you and your family didn't know about any of it.
How was I meant to know some weird rule like this? You've blown this whole joke out of proportion. There's really no need for you to get the police involved in this mess at all. We were just messing around. I thought you understood that. It was a misunderstanding.
I'm sorry, but you can't fool me with that. The damage has already been done. The divorce is official. If you were really joking about this, then you're a fantastic actor, by the way. You must have been keeping this joke up for a long time. You've been this way since we first met. You've looked down on me and treated me like an outsider the entire time. I've hated the fact that a woman like you is my mother-in-law. Well, I guess you're not that anymore, huh? Laura, I know the kind of person that you really are. I don't mind if the cops arrest you, as harsh as that sounds. I need to go and have a long conversation at the police station so that they know every detail and thing you've done to me.
No, Wait, please wait. Are you seriously taking this to law enforcement? Okay, I get it. You win, I promise. I'll go back down tomorrow and ask them to stop the process of the divorce. It will be null and void. This is the best way out for you as well. Everyone's gonna find out that your family committed a crime at this rate. That wouldn't be a good look for you either.
That's not a problem for me anymore. I don't have to worry about it at all, thanks to you. Legally, we're complete strangers. Me and my family will have no connections to you guys at this point, so it doesn't really affect me if you all are convicted.
That's such a horrible thing to say. Look, I'm sorry. You can come back home, and I'll even try to recover your belongings for you. We can go down and get the divorce nullified together if you don't trust me.
I'm not sure we can do that. It's already been accepted, right? If it's filed, it's going to be really hard for us to take it back. And I'm not really in a rush to change it. I'm completely fine going through with the divorce, as I no longer have any romantic feelings towards Sam.
No! You aren't gonna be fine at all! Just listen to what you're saying. Just wait a minute and think this all through! You should definitely stay married to Sam. Otherwise, you're gonna be a completely single mother. Raising a kid is one of the hardest things anyone can do, right? Sam is still in a high-paying job in the company, so you'd be covered financially. It would be hard on the kid, too, growing up without a father. It's healthier if he has both of his parents support him.
Well, my best friend is a single mother, too. She has a lot of help, and I'm sure she could give me the resources to succeed as a single mother like her. And I don't need to worry about relying on others for money. Both of my parents are here to support me, and they want to help take care of him, too. I won't force them to support me completely, of course. As soon as I'm able and can look for a job, I'll go and do that. So, there's no need for you to worry about any of this.
Since when have your parents been involved in this?
I guess you could say since the beginning, technically. Ever since I talked to my family and friends about my home birth. We talked a lot, and I got so much advice from them. My bestie was shocked when I explained how you have been treating me. She'd never heard anything like this. So she tried to help me out. And one thing she did was offer me an escape. She said if I ever needed an out, she could get me a job at her place. I mean, at the time, I had no idea I was separating from my husband, but I kept it in mind. It was such a sweet offer. I'm really grateful to have such a good support system.
Okay, I get it. But you can't work. Who is going to raise the boy while you're gone? Please just forget about the police. We can work this out. This family is full of revered businessmen and women. If it were to come out that there was a criminal amongst us, our reputation would be tarnished beyond repair. They'd never speak to us again.
Is that supposed to make me change my mind? I don't feel bad if you and your family are ostracized. It's none of my business. Unfortunately for you, it's out of my hands at this point. My parents were worried something was going to happen, so they're here with me. They've been watching this chat with me, helping me. They're contacting the local law enforcement right now, they said. I guess the law enforcement is gonna be coming down to talk with all of us in person. They want to know everything that's going on. Oh, and my mother asked that I tell you this. Even if you move, the cops are going to know where you are. They have records and sources. You can put it off, but sooner or later, they will find you.
Wait, you guys really got the police involved. You can't do this to me. Please no, let's talk this out. Don't rush into things. Please listen to me. Let me explain. Hannah, you really did it. The cops have arrived here. I guess you were telling the truth. He says that since this is our first offense, we aren't going to be jailed or anything serious like that. So we're all right for now. If a convict pops up in this area, it'll surely show up in the local papers. Nothing ever goes on around here.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. I'm disappointed you aren't serving any prison time at all, but it's good for you at least.
How could you say that? That's not even the most pressing matter right now. So I won't go on about it. But what are we going to do about all of this? Everyone in my family will find out. There's no way I can keep this hidden forever. Sam could get fired over a scandal like this.
It's not really any of my business what happens to him, is it? They have to know. This will only be finished once everything is settled and done with. A company should know what its employees are up to, don't you think? But it's not the end of the world. He's still got that wonderful woman to marry, right? If they're engaged, I'm sure she can manage the finances until he finds somewhere that will take him. They can make beautiful children for you. Right? Because that can happen. I suggest you all take some time to reflect on this. It's never too late to make things right. Do it properly this time.
Everyone in this house has just been declared a criminal. Everyone thinks we are savages. Do you think anyone is going to want to marry into this family now? Especially such an amazing woman like her. We've got no one anymore. Please, Hannah. You're the only person I think who understands. You've always been kind. Please use it again. You're all we have. You can get back together with Sam. Give marriage with him another go. You can even come back here and do housework like you had before. It will all go back to normal, okay?
I'll have to decline your offer. I don't want anything to go back to normal. All I asked was to be able to give birth closer to home, with my family to make me feel more comfortable. And yet I got this treatment. So far, it led into you guys committing a crime against me. You threw away my future by signing those documents. You turned my husband against me and kicked me out. You threw out everything I owned. I could never go through that again.
But your son, he needs a father. Sam is his true father, and a child needs their parents to guide them through life. He's the only one who can do it. You're going to rob him of his chance at a perfect life with you both.
That's true, but it wasn't me who stole it from him. This is your fault. You're the one who committed the crime and filed the papers, were you not? You were careless. And yes, he's his biological father, but blood is not that important. I don't care about it anyway. If he's a convicted felon, I don't think he'll be the best role model for my boy, do you?
That's so cold, Hannah. You're usually so kind. Please don't treat us like we're barbarians. I'm old and frail as it is. My heart won't be able to take it.
You really do like playing the victim, don't you? Then you'll be happy to hear this. It's good news for you. I don't need any child support or financial help from Sam. I just want to get this divorce settled as soon as possible. That being said, I had a lot of valuables that you tossed and sold for yourself. I want my money back for everything you took. Sam's wedding ring alone cost over $8,000. I want that money back to me by the end of the month.
All of it? I don't have that kind of money, Hannah. I sold everything you had. It came to a pretty large amount. I can't get it back to you as I spent it all. I used it all on supplies for the baby, and I don't have any money left in my bank account.
Well, you seem to be really good at selling things. Why don't you get your money back for those baby supplies?
I can't sell any of it. At least not for anything close to the amount I bought it all for. I had it all custom made. It has his name plastered over everything. No one is going to buy it like this. I gave him a special name so that he would be different from everyone else. We were going to call him Emperor. There's no one who's gonna take it with that name on it.
You wanted to name my precious boy something like that? But on his birth certificate it would be different? Were you planning on taking that too when you came down here? Before I was well enough to stop you?
Well, I wanted to choose the name because he was my first grandson.
I knew it was the right decision to go through with this divorce, but now I'm certain. I guess that settles everything we needed to discuss. Last thing I need to tell you. Don't contact me ever again. I have no interest in speaking with you. And I especially don't want my son having you in his life.
You can't just throw us away like this, Hannah. We've been through so much together, right? Please at least tell the police that you aren't pressing charges. I can't handle this as everyone will soon know about the crime. There's still time to stop it before it makes it into the news. So please.
Nope. Sorry. There's no way I'm doing anything that would help you out. I'm done being nice and letting others walk all over me. You showed me no sympathy, even as I was bedridden with morning sickness. You just moaned that I hadn't cleaned enough. It was so bad you came by my house just to check if I had hung the laundry outside when it was sunny? That is unbelievable! It was always the petty things with you. Nothing was good enough. I don't owe you anything after the way you treated me, and there's no way I'd ever do it again.
I'm so sorry about all of this. You're 100% right. I was horrible to you, and what I did to you was unforgivable. But I can fix this. I know for sure that I can be better. From now on, my number one priority is taking care of you. I'm going to make sure that you're never unhappy ever again. I can also help you raise your son together. We can pitch in to lighten your load so that you can have some time to yourself. So please just come back home like nothing's happened.
You can apologize all you want, but there's no way I'm forgiving you. I've already got a lawyer to help me with this case, and I plan on going forward with these forgery charges. I've got people to help me financially now, so I don't need Sam anymore.
We have nothing left, though. We've had to move, sell our house, and we're living in an apartment now. We have nothing to give. What are we going to do? I only have enough money to barely get by for the next few months. We'll lose our place to live if you choose to go through with this.
That seems to me like it's a personal problem. It doesn't really have anything to do with me. I'll be fine either way. Either way, you'll have extra money from Sam's lovely new wife, right? You'll have to downsize for sure, but you can afford an apartment somehow. Unless there's something I don't know about. Perhaps she doesn't want to help? My baby seems to be hungry. He's throwing a bit of a tantrum now. I'll have to go now. Also, the lawyer told me that he doesn't want us to make contact with each other directly now. He's going to be the mediator from now on. And that's it, I guess. I guess I'll see you in court.
Please forgive me. I didn't mean things to get this out of hand.
The day of the court case came up, and I attended alongside my reliable lawyer. I was a little nervous as this was my first time coming to court, and it would determine my future. I couldn't bear to imagine losing custody of my baby boy against them. I knew that the chances of me losing were close to zero, but I just couldn't be sure. However, Laura and Sam didn't show up no matter how long we waited. They came to a conclusion that they weren't going to be attending after we waited for a few hours. We let the police know about this, and a huge search for the two of them started. This wasn't the first crime that they had committed, so the police were very serious about trying to find them. That night, the two of them were arrested and taken to the police station after being found at the airport. Both of them had tickets to Europe that they were planning to use to escape their crimes and start a completely new life. I'm so glad that they were both caught before the flight managed to take off. Now that they were caught after skipping a court meeting, they were sent to prison for 5 years each. I was also able to sue them for over $100,000 for all the damage that they caused to my life, and that pretty much signaled the end of their lives. They were in 6 figures of debt and had to spend the next 5 years of their lives in prison. I highly doubt that any company is going to want to hire them with multiple criminal records like this. They begged and cried to me for forgiveness, but I completely ignored them. I just wanted them out of my life as soon as possible. I knew that would be the quickest way for me to find happiness in my life. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing and pressing the like button.